Hi everyone, it's Elite with another process video. I am back from a short Easter vacation and I was really looking forward to scrapbooking again. So while I'm waiting for my Scraptastic April kit to arrive, I'm playing with some watercolors. Again, I'm using a watercolor block. A block, unlike a pad, is where the papers are all connected on four sides instead of just the one on a pad. So that makes it really easier to work because when using a watercolor, you use a lot of water, or I use a lot of water, so the paper can get quite warped, and with the block it stays relatively flat. And when it's dry, you can just pull it apart from the rest of the papers. There's always like one corner that is not attached. So I really wanted to play with my new watercolors. These are like artist quality watercolors, and I just got a few colors because they're quite pricey, but I did want to give it a try and see what I think. I bought watercolors made by the company is called Schminke. It's a German company. I live in Austria, so I think the German products tend to be more available and relatively cheap here. So I wanted, surprise surprise, to create kind of a rainbow effect. And because I wanted I wanted every color to be completely dry before putting the next color like next to it. So that's why I just didn't paint them like one after the other, which of course led to a mistake. I put that blue not where it was supposed to be, but the nice thing about watercolors is that usually you can almost completely remove them. You just have to wet the paper and then soak the paint, like the watercolor paint, with a paper towel, and unless it's like a very, very, very strong color, probably with a strong red or pink it would be a bit harder, but the blue was not terribly intense, so I managed to pretty much lift all of the paint. And because I wasn't leaving any white spaces, it's the very small amount of paint that was left in the paper, you can't tell, I think, on the final page. And anyway, it's kind of a messy, hand-drawn look, so it's not meant to be perfect. On another video of mine, I talk about combining a little bit more mixed media, or like backgrounds, that you make your own backgrounds with ready-made products. And usually for me, I really try to choose my colors according to the ready-made products I know I'm going to use. But this time, I didn't do that. All rules are meant to be broken, right? Or something like that. I just wanted to use all these beautiful new watercolors. And I also think, especially with paint and ink, that the more you play with them, it just makes it easier to use them more, because you just get to know the colors you have and the mediums you have. So I think something like a rainbow page or a very colorful page is a really good way to play with the products you have and also feel like you're getting good use out of them. But I think it's then in your memory, because it's in your memory how the paint looked looks actually on paper. Or it's also like a good reference that you can just look at and see how everything looks on a larger scale and not just on like a swatch or yeah. So I hope that makes sense. But for me, it's like I just like to play with color and all my mixed media products. So for the photo I used on this page, it's one photo, and my husband took it in our camper van in Australia in 2007 or 6, 7 I think. We went traveling for 2 months in New Zealand and Australia, and that was just so good. It was the best trip ever. Anyway, I started this stupid or silly, let's say not stupid, tradition of traveling with little like stuffed animals and taking weird photos of them. Back in 2000. Actually, I started it with my best friend, and we were both traveling in the States, and I don't know where we got this little cow, like stuffed animal. I think maybe it was Vegas or something. And that was it. We named her Mimi, and she traveled with us across the country. And now she lives with my best friend in America, and I think she joins her on most of her trips. And it's just like, a silly thing of ours. So I don't know at what point, but I bought this little stuffed bee, and it has like magnets in the hands and legs, and I think I bought it for my husband for some stupid reason, and we took it with us to New Zealand. And we have a few other shots of her, like all kinds of extreme positions on our car and all kinds of like silly things. So that's just me holding her inside our camper van. It's really stupid, but it's something that is just ours. So the title is Being Silly, and I matted the photo on a few papers from the Basic Gray Fresh Cut collection, and then I saw I had on my table a few scraps from the Lemon Lush collection from Studio Calico, and I thought they looked good all together, and the colors really matched, even though I wasn't thinking about that when I made the background. But I thought it looked good, and I wanted to I wanted the photo to have a lot of layers, because the background was so colorful and so busy, so it needed some more weight. And yeah, so I just used a few of the leftovers, and I matted all those layers behind the photo on a piece of Doodlebug vellum. Doodlebug has now this polka dot vellum in, I think, every color of theirs, and I have a few, obviously the pink, because I love pink. So I really like using vellum, especially when I have such a busy background. So that's like the last layer. And now then comes the fun part, which is embellishing. And mostly what I used on this page was these epoxy stickers from the Dear Lizzie Polka Dot Party collection. I really like them, and the colors matched nicely. And at this stage I just looked around me at my embellishments. Whatever was fitting, I just grabbed it. At this stage I think it's good not to overthink things. and just, you know, go with the flow. So I grabbed a couple of die cuts that I had lying around, and oh, the font I used for the title is from the Amy Tan Plus One. I really like this script font or brush font or whatever it's called. I could only get my hands on the pink one because the white and black were sold out, but I'm sure I will get them at some point because it's, well, first of all, black and white are colors that I use all the time, and I really think that this font, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really think this font adds a lot to the page. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the lookout for the black and white ones. And for the journaling here, I think I could have written it in black on the background or something. Sorry, I had to stop the recording there because my daughter was shouting and singing in the background. Anyway, what I was saying is I could have probably written the journaling on the background paper. Sorry. But I decided to go with some hidden journaling, so I picked a 4x6, 3x4, sorry, card from the Amy Tan Plus One Mini Project Life Kit, and I attached with a tiny attacher a little piece of ribbon for easy access. I wrote basically what I was telling here about this silly thing we do. And yeah, I just, like I tend to do in this type of pages, in this type of pages. I'm hungry. My brain needs sugar. I color coordinated the embellishments to the background, which is something I do a lot and I got from Vilna Furstenberg. I adhered all the embellishments with hot glue because the watercolor paper is problematic when it comes to sticking things. And the final touches, I just thought it needed a little something extra, so I used some white sequins from Doodlebug. It comes in a little jar and there's like a variation of colors, so there's white, silver, and see-through. And those splatters are not paint splatters, they are tiny stamps, and it's from a set by Mama Elephant. And it's, let's say, a less messy and safer way to add splatters to your page. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.